The average person has no idea how much energy it takes to operate a building. Consider lighting, heating, air conditioning, and water heating. Every bit of energy consumption contributes to high energy bills and even higher emissions. Buildings make up 7% of national emissions and consume a whopping 34% of South Africa's electricity. And because our buildings are so inefficient, the average South African uses more than 20% in buildings than the global average. South Africa's building stock is estimated to grow up to 125% by 2050 due to the growing population and the need for formal housing, meaning more electricity and higher emissions. With this rising demand, our only option is to construct buildings that use as little energy as possible and then reduce the carbon emissions from the electricity supplying it. And so, South Africa has put plans in place to develop less carbon and energy-hungry buildings. These less hungry, better performing buildings are known as energy-efficient buildings. Energy-efficient buildings use less energy without compromising the experience and comfort levels of people. Developing energy-efficient buildings will not only make a huge difference towards meeting South Africa's climate change reduction commitments, but will also put money back into the pockets of building owners and tenants by saving on ever-rising electricity costs in our homes and places of work. This allows us to benefit now while preparing our country for generations to come. The accessibility and affordability of new energy-saving technologies are remarkable. For instance, LED lights use a fraction of the energy of incandescent bulbs while providing the same light at a lower cost. This is just one example of the many technologies that can save money long-term. However, optimizing energy efficiency in buildings isn't limited to new technologies alone.
Building design greatly affects our lighting and heating needs. Historically, buildings were designed to use natural light and regulate temperature efficiently. With the advent of power-hungry technologies like heaters and air conditioners, this changed. Now, combining old and new knowledge, we can design energy-efficient buildings that are both comfortable and cost-effective, and these are becoming more common. In 2011, the government mandated energy-efficient buildings through SANSTAN 400 Part XA standards, which sets the energy performance requirements for all buildings considering location and climate. So a home in a subtropical climate like Durban will have a different energy requirement than a home in winter rainfall area like Cape Town. Since the introduction of these standards, emissions have decreased over 1.4%. Intelligent designs ensures performance requirements are met, such as building orientation to face the sun and optimizing window placement to meet winter and summer needs. Maximizing on these design opportunities leads to ultra-efficient buildings. In South Africa, we define ultra-efficient buildings that meet energy needs from renewable energy as net zero carbon buildings.
With support from Sustainable Energy Africa and the C40 Cities Climate Leadership Group, the cities of Tshwane, Johannesburg, eThekwini, and Cape Town have committed to net zero carbon buildings and now have policies which require all new buildings to be net zero carbon by 2030, and for all other existing buildings built before 2030 to be net zero carbon by the year 2050. These criteria are ambitious and advance national regulations. The policies were adopted by undertaking extensive research and engagement with the experts, industry, government, and the public to ensure that this policy will be implementable and supported. It is an exciting endeavor that is anticipated to double the number of jobs in the building sector by 2050. But the plan does not stop at building design. Once a building becomes functional, it is vital to monitor its ongoing energy consumption as the operation of a building is subject to occupancy and their behavior. Collecting data through smart meters at 30-minute intervals helps identify excessive usage and improves energy efficiency. As you watch this video, metro cities are preparing for net zero carbon building plan submissions. This involves collaboration across departments and streamlining processes for policy enforcement, plan assessment, and monitoring.
Demand for net zero carbon is rising. studies show that net zero carbon and green buildings perform better financially with lower operational costs and vacancy rates. Impressively, some projects now achieve sustainability goals with a green premium of less than 1%. Organizations like the Green Building Council of South Africa are raising awareness and assisting building owners. Banks also offer concessional loans for green buildings and rooftop PV systems to generate zero carbon energy for these efficient buildings. We are steadily approaching net zero in new to mid-high income residential developments. The International Finance Corporation's Excellence in Design for Greater Efficiencies, or EDGE tool, which is a free, accessible building design software, is in the process of getting Agrima approved. Once this is achieved, it will further reduce costs designing and approving net zero carbon buildings.
Energy efficient and net zero carbon buildings are not just a trend, but a necessary evolution in how we design and operate our buildings to save money and meet our climate goals. The responsibility doesn't rest solely on government or large corporations. Each of us has a role to play in implementing this transformation. For city officials and policymakers, lead by example by implementing and enforcing building standards, setting the pace for the country and contributing to a sustainable future for South Africa. For building owners and developers, now is the time to invest in energy efficient and net zero carbon buildings. They lower operating costs and meet the growing market demand, ensuring long-term returns. And for citizens, simple actions can reduce your energy consumption and lower electricity bills, while contributing to an energy-efficient future for your children and grandchildren. Installing affordable energy-efficient appliances or advocating for net zero carbon buildings in your community makes you part of a lasting green movement. This is a huge undertaking, but it can be achieved. Together we can create a future where our buildings are part of the solution, helping us meet our climate targets while improving the quality of life for everyone, saving money and growing sustainable jobs.